Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Smash Dispatch. Today, and only today, as always, I have with me my co-host Ultima. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and yeah, today is going to be a really fun show. So last week we had that show all about Byleth. We're done specifically talking, I mean, we're going to obviously talk about Byleth in some way, but it's not a whole show about Byleth. Today we're actually going to do something really fun where we are going to rank the 5 fighter pass characters. We're gonna talk about and our ranking is gonna be based on like our hype for them, the overall gameplay, the overall pack. This is basically kind of like the fighter pass,
like the package,
ranking.
yeah, the package they came with.
Exactly. So before we go into ranking the characters, overall, how did you feel about the fighter pass?
I mean, I think this was insanely good. I think I said, like, again, I'm not like mad that Byleth is in the game, but I think it was just awkward to end them on, and I feel like if it ended on someone other than Byleth, like even if Byleth was the first person on the pass, I think a lot of people would have felt a lot better about it.
Yeah.
But I think overall, like, I think every fighter brought something different. I think like there was a little bit of something for everyone. So I think the pass, while it might be just recency bias because of how it ended, I think it was very, very good. And like if I had to like give it an objective number, I'd say like 8 or 9 out of 10. Like I think it was really fantastic how it was handled.
Yeah, I'm with you again. It's like, especially when you have to think of the fact that it's crazy. Like, think of any fighting game ever. How many times is most of the DLC pack just like
returning characters?
Yeah, exactly. Like other companies, it's always either returning or like when it's Street Fighter or something, they create new characters. Whereas this pass was literally mostly, for the most part, like 4 third parties and 1 first party, which is insane, you know?
Yeah, that's an insane amount of third party. Like, I honestly, like, I almost agreed with some people that like before Byleth was shown off, I was like, okay, like I like the third parties, but where are the first party characters?
Yeah,
like it's getting a little bit tiresome with all these third parties all the time.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I'm glad that that first party characters are still obviously on the table and that they can just show up whenever. I like that.
Yeah, no, again, and I think one thing I really loved about the pass in general was that it really did help, like, get the names of these characters out there a bit more, because you got to think, like, obviously Joker was popular, but that gave that character more spotlight and more people went to play Persona 5 and got excited.
Dragon Quest like exploded, dude. Like many, I mean, good, because like 11S was really fucking good, but I mean, I really am happy that so many people played Dragon Quest 11S.
Exactly.
Because like I think Smash honestly bumped that character up the most out of everyone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because like that was the only character in the past that was like not necessarily just, I mean, obviously it had Erdrick and the others, but like that was a direct character before a game came to Switch. So like it came out, then a month later Dragon Quest 11 came out to Switch. So that was one of the biggest benefits, and I really appreciated that. And obviously like Banjo being a massive fan favorite that came, and obviously like that people went and downloaded Banjo on their Xboxes or PC or however. And like Terry, we've always talked about how very big within the fighting game community, but everyone else was like, who is this character? And that gave that a boost, and hopefully it boosts like King of Fighters 15 next year. And
I hope that that's probably gonna get shown off at EVO if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the only other thing about the Fighters Pass that like doesn't make it 10 out of 10 is just the pacing could have been a little bit better, because I feel like again we had that long period where we just had 0 info on Joker, like just nothing. Yeah. And then it felt like Banjo and it felt like Banjo and Hero were like almost back to back, and then there was like a gap between Terry and Byleth. And Byleth didn't even have they just had their own like sort of like Sakurai Direct, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think it could have been maybe a little bit more spread out, like evenly, but I mean I don't blame them, because they said they rushed Joker's announcements, so that's probably why it felt that way. Yeah,
like it's a double-edged sword where you could not have done the Joker announcement in a different way if you hadn't done it that cool way at the Game Awards, right? Where it takes
we'll get into that for sure.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but it's like yeah, I think that was the biggest thing of that 4-month gap between the announcement of Joker to the release felt really long, and like the E3 one was fine, like E3 wait was okay, But yeah, even the fact that like at E3 they were announced, but none of them like came out right around E3. I think I think Hero was like a month and a half later. It's like that was a weird pacing thing, and then yeah, after after the announcements of Banjo and Terry, went 5 months without a character announcement. So yeah, pacing could have been better, but overall awesome stuff. So yeah, like I said, let's get right into this. So why don't you kick us off? What is your number 5 character in the past?
All right, I just don't want to. I wish I want to stop talking about this character for good.
I know.
It's very obviously Byleth, but that's not in a negative way. I just think that okay. So for hype, I honestly, if the trailer was a little bit different, I think I would have been more hype. Like obviously, seeing the different weapons was like, oh hell yeah! But like it just opened and it was just like, okay, it's Byleth.
Oh,
There's no twist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was a very self-aware trailer, though, because, like, Sothis was really, really funny, so I do give it props, but in terms of raw hype, there wasn't any moment where I was, like, freaking out.
Yeah, I feel you.
Gameplay-wise, I think I've lightened up to them. Even I can, like, see why people like playing them, and I think they do have some fun things, even if I don't like playing them myself.
Right.
The stage also is kind of one of the lower ones, because I just think it's sort of empty. And it's sort of boring. Like there's not that much going on in the stage, even visually, except for the part where like it flies up above the trees, and I think that looks really nice. And then the music is like the 2 remixes we got are so good. Like that bumps the music up so high, but there's only 2. Like that hurts.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. What about? Okay, so that's your feeling. Yes. No. Again. Actually, yeah. Byleth is also my number 5, so I'm with you there. Where for me, the thing about like let's say hype gameplay stage music is like in terms of hype, I was really hyped just because I had called the moveset. I was really happy about that. Like I said, Byleth when we were doing our character predictions, and I had said, Byleth might be added in, and it could be like she uses the weapons of the creator.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like I was more hyped because I called it than I was hyped necessarily for Byleth. So in terms of hype, yeah, it was pretty solid there. Gameplay, I really enjoy. Like I've been playing a lot of this character in general, and I've just been enjoying playing as her. I like that like I love that downbeat. It feels so satisfying. I like just chasing people off the stage with her. It's just like I just really have fun with that character. It's the type of character I mess with, especially because I do like in general playing with the Fire Emblem characters. So really enjoying that. I agree with you. The stage is pretty boring. Like again, I think my biggest factor with the stage is I wish it did the thing that the SNK stage did, where when you're on the Omega or Battlefield version, the characters are standing in like the back. You only see the characters from Fire Emblem when you're playing the stage on regular, which I never do. You know what I mean?
And I wish they also did the thing from the Memento stage where like the characters would say something.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just feels like it feels like a very tame stage. And yeah, again, I'm with you with the music, where I love Fire Emblem 3 House's music, but I mean I think it's better than the Dragon Quest music in the game. But I still think I love those songs, and the Edge of Dawn remix is fantastic. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Where it's like the character is number 5, but I still think it's a great character, and an overall pack is. I think actually the pack is pretty weak, but I think the character is great.
Yeah, that makes up for it. Again, like, number 5 isn't, like, because it's negative. It's just this was such a stacked Fighter's Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And again, it's what we talked about many times now, where it really is the fact that not only was it the ending character, but it was, like, after a 5-month gap with no character announcement.
Yeah.
So that is the number 5. So kick us off with number 4 here.
This is where it got really hard. Because I sort of have different like reasons, obviously, for why I really enjoyed everyone else on the Fighter's Pass, and honestly, like this was really hard for me to admit, but I think it has to be Hero, and not because I hate I dislike Hero more than the others. It's like because we'll get into this, but like honestly, if I'm being honest, I think Hero is probably my favorite character out of everyone on the Fighter's Pass to play. Because every game with Hero is different, and I never cease to laugh with Hero shenanigans, and I think they feel very satisfying to use. They have a lot of like power behind a lot of their hits. So I really like playing as Hero. Probably my favorite character to play gameplay wise. Today we like get maxed out on like gameplay, but in terms of everything else, it's just sort of like a middling. Like Okay, I think the trailer was very, very good. Like, especially when all the other pro tags jumped out at the end.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't expecting. I think the hype for Hero was a little bit lower only because he was very obviously leaked and very obviously coming.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
By the way, that's funny how Byleth was like the one character on this pass who was not leaked in any way.
Right?
And they ended up being the least hype.
Exactly.
It was like, oh,
it's
wait,
like,
really?
Yeah, it had to be so secret.
Yeah, so Hero, in terms of the hype on the reveal, like, I like that it had a bunch of the different costumes, but I don't have like a personal connection with Dragon Quest as other people do, but it was not a bad trailer. The stage, again, is sort of like the Byleth syndrome, where like I feel like I do appreciate the different platform layouts, and I think it's a very pretty stage. But I don't think the whole the whole gimmick of it is like that anything that hasn't been done before.
Fair.
Like the music, like I know it's just because the composer for Square Enix is like this old dude who is just a really like
just sucks.
Honestly just an asshole. But like the music it's like MIDI, I think.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's MIDI. It's none of it. It's
that's
dude, here's the worst part. Like, it's not even the orchestrated version that they have in the Switch version of Dragon Quest, which is insane.
Yeah, because like I said, that composer is just an old guard at Square that has just a foothold, and he's not a very good person, if I'm being honest. But yeah, like I said, Hero probably my favorite like character to play on this pass, but like everything else was just sort of middling, and that's the only reason I put him above Byleth, because I like their gameplay, but everything else just personally I was not like super enthralled with.
Right. Yeah, cool. Alright, cool. So, my number 4 is actually Banjo and Kazooie. Yeah. So, yeah, for me, Banjo, again, like, it's like, and yeah, for me, especially number 4 to 1, I just really love these characters. So, for me, Banjo and Kazooie, it's a bit of that thing of, I played Banjo 1 when I was younger. I played a bit of it on Xbox One when it re-released in the Rare Collection. But I've never had like a massive affinity to Banjo. But I've always loved like the design of the character, the memes that have come out of it. And I've always respected people's like massive want for the character over the years, you know? So when that, first, in terms of hype, that reveal trailer was amazing. Where it was a recreation.
I think Banjo was leaked, but it was like literally like minutes before the direct. So I had no idea. And yeah, the trailer was really good. Like I love how everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be villains again because they're showing Bowser versus Mario.
Exactly.
And then it opens with everyone in there, and you're like,
cool.
Wait a minute, why are they all like? Who is it gonna be? And then the Jiggy happens, and you just lose it. Like it's such a good trailer.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's amazing how they do the costume fake out again, and it's just like. What an incredibly well done trailer. So in terms of hype, that was amazing. Obviously, again, just even I was just so excited because again, I like the character. I think I played one of the Game Boy ones too. It's just like I was just so overjoyed. And in terms of gameplay, what I really love about this character is it's just a character that feels like an N64 character in terms of just how simple the moveset is. And obviously, like the biggest thing about this character is the side B, where you can really just mess people up with it. It's just
they feel like a character who should have been in the game a while ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way that the moveset, it feels simple, but in a way that's like still like in tune with other like modern Smash fighters. Yeah. But also like in a way that feels like, oh yeah, this character could have easily been in Smash 4 or Brawl or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, it was a notable pick, right? Because this was the first Western third-party character added into Smash, right? So that was like a notable thing for the series, right? That opened the flood. Like, that's why people started having conversations about Doom Guy happening or Master Chief, because Banjo
this opened the floodgates that they are willing to work with like strictly Western developers. Yeah.
And obviously, like Sakurai, I really appreciate that he said it in the video of he had to get out of his comfort zone for this character because you could tell he didn't have any affinity really for Banjo, and that he made this character just for the fans to be happy with it. So I really appreciate that. And in terms of the stage, I think the stage is really great. I do think the spinning part of it can kind of like bother me in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, like it's actually one of the few times where I prefer playing the stage with like hazardless or like the other versions of it, because like I think the whole spinning thing is really cool, but there are some layouts that are so frustrating. Like The one where like there's the thing in the middle, and then like off to the right, there's like it drops off, and then there's a little ledge there, and people could just sit there, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of stage, like it's like I like the stage how it looks and how like very tributable it is to the OG Spiral Mountain, and obviously I think the music is incredible, dude. Like the remixes they got in there, the old songs they put in there, they just did an amazing job with the music for Banjo.
Yoko Shimomura doing a Banjo-Kazooie song is something I never expected.
Exactly.
It was so cool. Like, and they got Grant back, which is really cool. So
yeah, he made that. It's like it was just I just loved Banjo. It really was like the first like really loved character. Well, no, there's other ones, but like it was just an amazing pack overall.
Yeah, I'm with you, because I love Banjo-Kazooie, but I definitely didn't grow up, and they didn't have the same impact for me as other people. But I think they did such a wonderful job, like even down to the model and the animations. Like this is how Banjo should look and feel. Like Banjo looks very different than everyone else on the roster. You know what I mean?
Because I'm actually the thing about me is like I'm always a fan of the cartoony characters in Smash. Like I love the characters like the Banjos, your Marios, your Pac-Man. Like I like the cartoony style characters. I want more of them, like the 3D platformer mascot type characters. So it's like to me this is the one character in the past that's like that, and I really love that.
Yeah, and then in terms of gameplay, I was kind of surprised that people think that Banjo is boring, because like if you watch like high level Banjo or just like play against someone who mains Banjo, they do so much crazy stuff with the grenade. Like the grenade is such a cool move because it has a lot of like unique applications, and like that character can apply so much shield pressure where it's like egg, a grenade, you hold shield, they run up and grab. Like there's a lot of mind games with that character.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy playing that character a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I would have liked if like I feel like I would have enjoyed maybe if like Neutral B was something different. Like I like the little shooting thing, but I just feel like I never used that. And like I wish I didn't have to do the thing with like, because I'm not that good at I'm good at Smash, but like I'm not always good at doing the thing where I down B and pick up the bomb. Like I always end up like doing
you
down
have to
B.
pick it with Z. You Z pick it up. Yeah, like
exactly.
You turn around and then grab it with Z. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to do that consistently if you don't main the character.
Exactly. Yeah. So overall, awesome stuff. All right. So top 3. Let's go.
So now top 3, and like I said, I won't like go on this for too long because we've been talking about it, but I would just say Banjo would be my number 3, for the reasons I was saying, you know, like really good trailer. I think they're even though I don't think they're as fun to play as Hero, I do like a lot of elements of their gameplay, so that's still relatively high for me. The stage, like I said, some annoying layouts, but like Hazardless and like Battlefield Omega, I like how the stage is so faithful. I love that Grunty is there, and then music it's great. I think it's really good. Like no complaints. I think Banjo's like very exactly dead in the middle for me in terms of like you know how the Fighters Pass was.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, Banjo's awesome. I'm so happy he's in there just for the fans and everybody who wanted him.
Yeah, so that's my number 3.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, my number 3 is Joker. So
okay.
Yeah. So Joker, I think in terms of hype, that's just 10 out of 10. Like that reveal at the Game Awards was just like I think
legendary. Nobody will ever forget that. Never.
Yeah. And I think it was already because that night was so hyped because literally we all knew that at midnight, right after the Game Awards, we'd be playing Smash. So in general, Smash hype was at like an extreme level. And like the fact that they...
I remember the commercials during the Game Awards that were like,
you'll
be able to play in 1 hour. And I was like,
It was so cool, man. It's like, I think that's what made that special. That one, we hadn't had the announcement yet that we'd be getting a Fighter Pass, right? Wait, did we?
Yeah.
No. Oh wait, did we know there was a Fighter Pass or not yet?
We did from the Piranha Plant one because they said Piranha Plant was not part of the pass.
Oh right, you're right.
But that was literally like that was the Incineroar Direct, and so like we didn't think like, oh yeah, Fighters Pass that'll be like a few months. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no expectation that we'd get any info on it that soon. You know.
And it's like it was such. I think just in terms of hype, I still have my reaction where it's just like. I thought they were revealing the Persona fighting game. I thought they were revealing P5.
Everyone thought it was like, oh wow, Persona for like Switch or whatever. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, and I recorded my reaction. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna announce Persona 5 Arena, and then they turned the letter, and I'm like, oh my god, and I just lost it. I was gone. So in terms of hype, just 10 out of 10. It will never be forgotten. Now, when it gets to gameplay, I think this character is really fun and really different. I think, for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I always fight Jokers, or people I play with that are my friends always play Joker, that I feel like I don't end up playing the character as much as I want to. But I
feel you. Yeah. I think the thing is, I go against so many Joker mains. Where it's
exactly.
Like, I just do not have any interest in playing the character
exactly.
himself.
Yeah, it's like, the thing is, it's like whenever I play Joker, I'm like, oh my god, this is really fun. But it's like for some reason,
it's really fun.
It's just I play him because like everyone else is playing him, and like it's not even a thing about I don't like him because he's popular. I love him as a character. I'm so happy he's in Smash, but I never gravitate towards him. But I just really think the gameplay mechanic is really cool. I would have liked if like as Arsene, maybe you get like a different move, because I like Arsene is just basically
that's
buffs,
the
right?
only disappointment in Joker for me as a character is that down B is just an omni counter, and I feel like that doesn't even like fit. Like, as someone who's a big Persona fan, that doesn't even make sense for me. Like, there are other moves that Joker has that you could have put on down B that would have been a lot more unique.
Exactly.
One being, like I said, Arsene can get this move called Dream Needle, which has a high chance of inflicting sleep. It would have been cool if there was like it was sort of like Mewtwo's Disable, is like a short range attack, and it would put you to sleep or something. Like, just, you know.
That's the thing. I would have liked the Stellar too. Yeah, it's like I would have liked if like there was some new ability when you're with Arsene, and not just here's buffs basically. Here's just like a powered up version of Joker. So that's my one really gameplay flaw, because like the overall gameplay set of them, like the overall kit is awesome. It's just that I don't like that Arsene himself is just a massive buff, which again cool, but I wish there was more of that. But yeah, the stage is I think I mean, obviously my number one stage I think I prefer, but like, man, this stage is amazing, dude. Like Mementos, I think that the fact that it changes the color based on which music is just amazing.
That's not only the color thing, which, like, you know, again as a big fan, that was so appreciated. The fact that all the details are so good. Like, okay, aside from like that your footsteps do to the goopy thing that they do in Mementos, there's the fact that the TVs will play the appropriate game intro, like,
it's so cool, and
and I will say, like, okay, even if I'm not like for Banjo stage, even though if I'm not a big fan of the stage, like when it's hazardless, like just the normal stage, for Mementos I don't feel that way, because like I feel like Mementos with like hazards on and everything, it's just like an insane. It's wild. Insane, like it's crazy. People bounce off the walls. Like, it's a lot of fun in that regard. Exactly. Like, it's just nutty. It's a crazy stage.
And I was so happy because like I think that was the first time in Smash we'd had the mechanic of like multiple characters standing in the back and like cheering you on for something.
Yeah, the character cameos are great because of the voices, that they're all there and they cheer for Joker, and I really like that a lot.
And it's just like, stage is just incredible, and it really set a standard of like what a new kind of stage in Smash could be like, so that's really cool. And man, music is just amazing. Like it's Persona 5 music. I can't.
That was like honestly, before we got like the Joker like video, I was like, all I want, just please have music from the other games. Like that is all I want, is to hear these songs again in Smash. And they did it, and they worked it in with the stage. That's incredible to me. Like, that made me so happy.
And it's like, man, it's like I still to this day go like, I can't believe I can play Smash with Rivers in the Desert playing. I just never thought that would happen, and I'm so happy that's there. I love the remix. It's like this was fucking amazing. Yeah, so that's my number 3.
That's your number 3. Yeah, my number 3 was Banjo.
Yeah. Now
so after that, for number 2, I honestly gotta say Terry, like easily Terry. Like hype. You know, it's unfortunate that the whole they registered the SNK trademark. What could it mean? But the trailer was beautiful. Like, the references, the fact it was done in the same sprite style, like you can tell that like this meant a lot to Sakurai. Like it meant a ton. Just seeing all those references, it was amazing, man. Like that trailer is probably my favorite. Like just in terms of the legacy, gameplay wise, really fun. Like I think like we said this before, but Terry feels like a more fun version of Ken and Ryu.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he really does.
Very snappy. Like when you put in inputs, it feels like you always get what you want. I think the only like gameplay quirk I have about Terry is like, and I don't know why, it feels like sometimes you're trying to recover and like you'll put burn knuckle in and you'll just like you'll crack shoot the other direction. I don't know why it happens, but I'm sure it's happened to you, right?
It's happened, it's always happened.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it just happens to me sometimes, and I think that's the only thing on Terry that like that annoys me. But like other than that, like I said, the combos feel good. Like comboing into Buster Wolf feels amazing. Like and the go thing, I thought, oh, that's gonna be obnoxious, but it really isn't. It feels like fine because you still have to be smart and like connect with your attacks to like make it work and get a read to do power geyser. So it was not as like annoying as like I thought that it was going to be. It's really fun to do.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's very
the
satisfying.
stage is insane because of how many characters are there. Even if I don't like the wall mechanic, I think the fact there's so many characters that show up depending on the song, that's amazing. And then music, honestly,
my God.
Dude, 50 songs? Are you
insane,
joking? Man. That's ridiculous.
Dude,
like, yeah,
50
that's
songs
insane. That's
is
easily,
like...
That makes it up for like the whole cost of the pass itself.
I agree, exactly. That's what's crazy to me. Like, it's like, to me, I would have paid $25 for a 50 music pack, you know?
Yeah,
so,
right? Like, that's crazy. And the fact that there's remixes and originals at the same time, that's wild, too.
Mm-hmm. No, it's, I love Terry. Again, I'll get into my deep thoughts about Terry after, but, no, I think Terry, they just, you can tell Sakurai just loved this character so much.
Yeah, I think the only thing, again, also about Terry I would change is I'm not a big fan of his colors, because I feel like a lot of his colors are samey, and I would have really liked the Garo outfit.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
That's so minor, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I would have liked, like, instead of 2 black outfits, like an alt costume or something. That would have been really cool. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, my number 2 is the hero. So, I think the hero to me was... First of all, the trailer was really awesome. Like, I love that beginning where it's Meta Knight and Link versus... Meta Knight, Link, and Marth fighting him. And it also was a funny thing that I had noticed where, like, Marth and Meta Knight were fighting together just, like, in Brawl, which is really...
that felt like a Subspace Emissary cutscene. Like, if you showed that to someone with no context... and they only knew about like Brawl and Smash 4, I would have been like, oh shit, is this for the story mode?
Exactly,
is this like Subspace?
Yeah, and it was like, and everyone was, I remember everyone speculating, like, is there a new story expansion because of like everyone was like mind controlled and stuff, but like, that beginning was awesome, and then what I love is at first they're doing a fight and they're like, okay, this is just like typical swordsman stuff, and then that middle part where you see the gang pull up and it's the 4 other heroes, and then you see all the magic spells, you see like, whoa, what the hell is going on? You see all these moves, and that's when the character feels like it's crazy. So I think in terms of hype, I was just really happy and hyped for this character. Gameplay to me, I haven't had this much laughter and chaos playing a character this much in my life. Like,
right? Like every match feels different, and
exactly,
it's so fun. Like I have never had a hero match where I wasn't laughing about something.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, to me, like, especially hero dittos are some of the funniest matches I've ever had. Like, both people, like, putting you to sleep or reflecting each other's blasts off each other, or someone turning metal and then the other person using the skill that kills something that's metal.
Yeah, it's like, funny. Like, in hero dittos, it's always like somebody uses the move that makes you metal, and then the other player's, like, rapidly shifting through the menu as fast as they can to find metal slash.
And it's like I remember at first, like, it's like, I feel like obviously the conversation has died down about this character's broken, because like it really isn't, because you still have to pop up that menu, hope a skill you want is there.
It's not free. Like here's the thing, like, okay, for one, if you lose the hero and you're claiming it's because of the menu, I guarantee you it's not because of the menu. And number 2, like, you can't just especially against faster characters, you can't just sit there, open the menu, look through your options, and get it for free unless they're like really far off stage. It just doesn't work like that.
yeah. And it's like first of all, in general, that menu mechanic I think it's genius. I think it is insane how many moves that character has. Like that, like
yeah. If you think about how much work went into Hero, like relatively to the other fighters on the past, I can easily see why they would need like a break with Byleth, because like
for sure.
that you have 4 costumes technically if you include the base model. That's 4 models. You have like how many moves on down B that all have like different particles and stuff? That's like there's
insane.
like 20 down B moves or something like that. It's wild.
Like, I was really happy because, like, obviously, like, this is the closest we'll get to a Dragon Ball character in Smash. Like, the
art style design is, like, very, like, you can tell, like, obviously, they kept the Toriyama art style perfectly.
Of course, And, like, it's, like, one of, like, to this day, the quote that hurts and makes me most happiest is Sakurai saying, like, the character's yells are very energetic because we aim to match the style of Toriyama. And I'm like, oh... That's like such a cool little thing, and like it hurts my Goku soul. But yeah, like I love that Erdrick's there. I love that Hero's there. I love that 11 and 8 are those the other two?
Yeah, 11 is the Luminary.
Right.
And then
it's 11,
Rusu. Like I hadn't heard those names before, but
yeah. But it's like I just love that again. I just had a blast, and yeah, music is the most underwhelming part where. Some of the songs are cool, but like I don't think I ever actively go and want to hear the music in that game when I play it. I think the stage is really fun, especially now having played Dragon Quest 11. Like I know the world tree. Oh, I know that little floating island where there's like these alien things. I like these areas. So it's like, to me, I like the traveling stage. I like the layout of the stage too, like around the orbs and stuff. So I thought it's a really great stage. So overall, I think there, I don't know, it didn't go anywhere, but I think there was a discussion for a while when the stage first came out that the hazardless version could be illegal because none of the platform layouts were like ostensibly like bad. But I don't think it's legal anywhere, but I do appreciate that the stage was definitely considered because it does have nice layouts on the platforms. I agree. Exactly. And I just think for me, especially, gameplay is what carries this character so high. And also, this character got me motivated to try Dragon Quest 11 again because I had played it the year before on PS4 for about like 10 hours. I wasn't really vibing with it too much, and then I had so much fun with Hero. I'm like, you know what? I'll give the Switch version an extra try, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite Switch games in general, one of my favorite JRPGs, and I'm really thankful for it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, just in regards to that, I feel like RPGs just work really well on Switch because it's portable. Like, honestly.
Of course, oh my god,
yeah. You can just, like, pick it up and, like, just keep going on your quest somewhere else. Like, I think awesome. The fact that it's handheld is really good for it. And I'm really glad it sold well. Like, I definitely think if they do another Dragon Quest, which, I mean, obviously they will, I think it's going to be very successful in the West again.
Yeah, and I think it'll be like on Switch on the next Nintendo platform right away, as opposed to like 2 years later or something.
Yeah, I would really hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, so that's my number 2. Now both are number 1s. Let's go.
So it has to be Joker. Like, just
of course.
As like a big Persona fan, like for just so long, like it was something I thought would never happen, and my biggest fear with just it being Joker was like, okay, it's just gonna be Persona 5 stuff, because I think the trailer said like X Persona 5. It didn't say like X Persona. You know what I mean?
It was Persona 5
so I was like, okay, this is so cool, but I really hope that, you know, the legacy of the other games is preserved. And I mean, they did it for the most part. I mean, I know a lot of people would have liked to see 2 and 1 represented.
But that's such a niche.
Here's the thing. Atlas in general it's not that like, oh, Atlas forgot about those games. It's those games were handled by like a completely different team and era of people at Atlas. And it's more of they don't touch those games out of like respect for those people, in my opinion. It's not that they just like are ignoring them. It's just because, like I said, those were not handled by the same people who are at Atlas now, you know?
Yeah. And it's not exact, like, I feel like 3, 4, 5 are like the style of Persona, whereas like 1 and 2
it's modern Persona, yes, for sure. Yeah. So that's why they were chosen. And honestly, I'm super happy to see, you know, the music was probably like the part that made me happiest the most. Yeah. Like, even if Joker isn't my favorite character to play gameplay-wise, they're still very fun. Like I said, amazing trailer, done in the same style as, like, you know, P5 aesthetic. The stage, obviously super fun, matching the music, just no complaints with this character. Like I said, only complaint with Joker is like I said, I wish there was a different move on the down B when you have Arsene and a counter. But like other than that, that's literally like my only complaint with the characters. So just incredible. Like like we said earlier, we will not live that reveal down.
No, exactly. That set us like that's why we were so set on we're gonna get a character announced at the Game Awards, right? Because that was such a big pop off. So yeah. So Joker's your number one? Alright. And yeah, my number one is Terry. And I think the reason my number one is Terry is for a few things. Because I was someone who... I love... It's weird because I really love fighting games. It's like my second or first favorite like genre. But King of Fighters is one of the few franchises that I had barely touched or really played. And so when the leak had happened that an SNK character was clearly going to be the next fighter... I was like really disappointed. I was like, oh man, it's like, and again, it's like obviously anyone can do what they want, anyone can get what they want, and I was like, obviously it's gonna be Terry Bogard, like that seems like the most likely, and it's like, I think why it was my number one is because it really just destroyed my expectations, where I ended up like adoring this character. I ended up, for so many reasons, because one, like I loved the trailer, it was so cool. If anything, like I remember when he was officially revealed, I ended up downloading, because I had King of Fighters 14 on my PS4, but I really didn't like that game, so I ended up like downloading King of Fighters 98 on the Switch, and like I was having a great time there, and I was like, oh, this is how Terry's gonna kind of play, and I understood kind of the vibe of that character, right? So to have that, and then to me, like obviously like I love Pixar, so that trailer was really cool. I think for me one of the biggest factors is Sakurai's love for this character almost like translated to myself, of just, you could tell, like it's like that, to me to this day I think the best video presentation is the Terry one.
Yeah, because, I mean, because not only did he have to like explain the importance of this character, you could tell it to him it was really important, and I love that. I really love that,
because like he went into like the history of SNK as a company.
And arcades, and like as someone who like grew up in doing like playing fighting games in arcades, like that was just like a very like empathetic moment with Sakurai, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's like you could tell Sakurai put so, like it's like the fact that they got 50 stages and there's so many incredible remixes, like especially like that Psycho Soldier, unbelievable song in the game.
Yeah, that was something I never expected to ever get remastered. Exactly. It's incredible. Like, what? Are you kidding?
Yeah. And it's like, you have that, you have all the cameos. There's like so many cameos in that stage, like 50 and 16. And it's like, I just loved that, like, and the stage to me, that mechanic is so cool, where you bounce off the walls and you have to hit them at enough strength to bounce them out. I thought that was like a genius mechanic.
That was such a cool idea to reference, like, you know how there's invisible walls in actual like fighting in actual 2D fighting games.
Yeah.
Even if I think the wall mechanic it ends up being more obnoxious than that. I really appreciate the thought that went behind that. Like, it was very smart.
Like, for the few times that I'm playing on casual stage layout, I think I'm just having fun with it. But again, like I said, I would have loved this for Byleth, but it's like, I love that even when I play on Omega or Battlefield, that the cameo characters do pop up in the back too. I love just the look of, like, I love the stadium look. In general, I really love stadium-like stages. Like, I love the Fire Emblem Colosseum, I love the Pokemon Stadium. Like, I like the idea that people are spectating a battle, which is really cool. And so I thought that was incredible, and the gameplay is what stood out the most. Of just, the gameplay is
satisfying,
so
like just satisfying in every sense.
Again, it's like, as someone who, like, Ryu in general is like my go-to character in Street Fighter, and I love that character. I just can't vibe with that moveset. But Terry's was just, it was so fun, it was so fast, and the character is so expressive, right? Where it's like, come on, bust the wolf, and everyone like cheering the different things he says. And I love the go meter mechanic. Like, I think that is just so cool. And I just think out of all the DLC characters, I've had the most fun with Terry. I think the stage is amazing. I think the gameplay is awesome. I think music is incredible. I just think this pack did an amazing job at making, I think it's what, like, the DLC was set out to do, of like, let's have different types of characters that really not only want to make you engage with that character, but engage with that franchise. And it's like, now I'm even more hyped for King of Fighters 15, which is going to be shown.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm super hyped for 15. Like, I am someone who was a King of Fighters. Like, I wouldn't say like I'm someone who's like die hard and I played all the games and blah blah blah. But like, I knew a lot of the characters. I played some of the games. Right. I had a lot of respect for the franchise, especially how big it was in Latin America and China. Like, it is very important to those people there, which I appreciate that there was sort of a character on this pass that appealed to every area of like the world. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think what really stood out for Terry, as I said when I talked about him, when you like do things as Terry, aside from like the random crack shoots, it's like this is you get what you like want. Exactly. Like your inputs feel like you know, like what you put in is what you're getting out. Like I feel like that was the problem with me when I tried to play Ken and Ryu. Is like the whole thing was like, oh, tap it lightly or tap it hard to get the different strengths. And it's just like, what does the game like consider? Like, I just feel like I would just hit the button and it would just be like a different move every time, you know?
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with them, of just like that mechanic of holding the button at different speeds to get a different hit, I can't do. But with Terry, where it's just do inputs from fighting games, that I can do, that I'm fine with. And it's like, that's why for me, I love when I get the gold meter, because I know how to do power gazer so easily. I know how to do Are You Okay, Bust a Wolf. And it's like, it is just the most satisfying character to play to me, and I think it was just awesome, and I really loved it. So, yeah, so that is my number one. So, yeah, overall, basically, to recap, my number 5, Byleth, number 4, Banjo, number 3, Joker, number 2, Hero, number 1, Terry. And for you, it was...
Number 5 was number 5, Byleth, number 4, Hero, number 3, Banjo, number 2, Terry, and number 1, Joker, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, no, this, like... To me, this was, I think, like, out of all the fighting games I've played and gotten season passes for, I definitely think this might be, like, just my favorite pass. I mean, like, yeah, I think it's, like, yeah, I think this one definitely stood out just because there was so much hype going around each character coming in, because we just thought, like, what else is there to add to this game? And now it's just getting wild with speculation.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, normally in other fighting games, right, if there's a fighter's pass, it's like, okay, I would prefer to know everyone who's on the pass. Right. Like you know, and I did, like, you know, Mortal Kombat.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I've said this a lot, but like, I think we can all agree that the video presentations are way better than the Joker one, where having Sakurai just chill there, talk about the series, have some memes, have some jokes is hilarious. Like, Joker was the only one they didn't do. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It feels just genuine. Like, it feels like you could tell he wants to do it. You can tell he's having a great time with it. And it's like, it's so cool to see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. So it's like, no, I loved it. And yeah, I think overall, yeah, if I were to grade the Fighter's Pass, like, let's say I was to score it, I'd say it's like, I'd say 9 out of 10. I think it was amazing, not perfect. Like you said, some pacing issues with it, some characters. Like, I feel like each character has, like, a little flaw with them in terms of whether it's the stage or the gameplay itself. But overall, it was just a 9 out of 10 pack. I adored it. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah, and I think it's I hope, again, like, it seems pretty much like, again, like, Sakurai did say, because people kind of mess up this message where some people say that what's the mode they added, the hit the bag, the home run contest. Yeah, they were like that was what one of the I don't know if he said it's the final or one of the most final modes, because like I feel like, okay, yeah, Yeah, because I feel like not having extra in-game Smash content that isn't part of the DLC makes like the DLC pack feel like, because like it used to feel like, oh, not only are we getting the character pack, but we're getting a new mode or we're getting a new thing in the game. Whereas obviously I think because Terry and Bio didn't, I think the only thing that came with Terry was that you can change settings in the arenas. So I hope they add more stuff. Yeah, oh my god, yes, yeah. Now they just need to add, let me have multiple matches going on in an arena, please. So yeah, but anyways, that'll be a discussion for another time. So yeah, those are our rankings of the Fighter Pass. Let us know your top 5 in the comments. What did you think about the pass? What are you excited for to see later? And yeah, so that's it. That's all. Anything else you want to say, Ultima? Yo. Cool. Alright, yeah, excited. So, yeah, probably starting next week, I mean, because there's no new Smash news going on, we'll start going back more into our topical kind of things about it, because obviously Smash news is going to be pretty tame for a while. So, yeah, and also a random thing, Smash Ultimate, as always, once again, is the headliner game for EVO 2020, so cool stuff there. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. There you go. So, anyways, that's it. That's all. Thank y'all for watching. You could follow me on Twitter at @UUKami and follow Ultima Shadow X at Ultima Shadow X. So that's it. That's all. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.